The transformation of Petronas encompasses four significant types of changes such as cultural, digital and technological, environmental sustainability and strategic portfolio. This section will discuss what, why and how each of these changes can be interpreted with the help of the applicable managing change concept and models. Petronas is changing as energy transition pressures, technology disruption and governance expectations reshape its environment. It frames this shift through its purpose, a progressive energy and solution partner, and the theme, energizing a sustainable future. The key issue is whether Petronas can manage multiple changes at once in culture, digital system, and decision-ready data, net zero carbon emission sustainability commitments, and portfolio shifts like Gentari. This presentation explains the drivers and impacts applies Lewin, Potter, Connell, and Palmer models and ends with practical recommendations. The cultural change in Petronas will facilitate the long-term relevance and profitability. Petronas develops the culture of accountability with the help of shared beliefs such as results matter, own it, focused execution, nurture trust, tell me, and shared success. It is integrated into the audit, assurance, human resource, and health, safety and environment processes and supported by plus 525 change agents. This aligns with the unfreeze, transition, refreeze proposed by Lewin and the resistant aspect and decline in performance in handled with the help of coaching. The digital change at Petronas is not a mere software. It is also policy process system redesign. It is motivated by the 50-30-0 vision, which 50% cash flow growth by 2025, 30% new businesses revenue grow by 2030 and net zero by 2050. This techno-structural transformation in terms of governance, processes and decision is facilitated through enterprise architecture as a 3 to 5 year blueprint. Petronas enhance sustainability of the environment by means of official policies, targets of emission as well as improved measurement mechanisms. Its aim at achieving net zero by 2050 and to limit operational emissions by 2024 and cut group-wide emissions by 1/4 of 2019 rates. Reform in the sphere of governance correspond to the carbon accounting in terms of the Greenhouse Gas Protocol, EPICA Framework of Sustainability Reporting, and the ISO 14064-1 of Organizational GHG Quantification and Reporting. Petronas is also spending 20% capital expenditure between 2022 and 2026 on emission reduction and cleaner energy. Petronas is moving towards cleaner energy activities and reinforcing its business with the help of restructuring, process realignment, and resource redistribution. One of its major actions is the movement called Gentari, oriented on renewable hydrogens and green mobility. The capability building of the hydrocarbon-related industry is demonstrated by Gentari Go, electric vehicle EV infrastructure, and partnerships, where scaling challenges must be executed adaptively. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Irfan Naim bin Ismail. In this section, I will explain the key factors that triggered Petronas' digital transformation. Petronas' move from traditional drilling operation towards data-driven system did not happen suddenly. Instead, it was a strategic response to both external pressure and internal operation challenges. This factor made it increasingly clear that traditional engineering-based approach were no longer sufficient in a fast-changing global energy environment. In particular, there are three main factors that triggered Petronas' digital transformation. First, economic volatility. Second, decarbonization. Third, operational complexity. The first major factor is economic volatility and market resilience. Petronas operates in industry that is highly sensitive to global oil prices. This volatility became severe during the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Petronas Integrated Report 2020, the company experienced what is described as twin shock, a sharp collapse in global oil prices and a sudden drop in energy demand due to pandemic. As a result, Petronas revenue fell significantly, dropping by about 25% from 240.3 billion in 2019 to 178.7 billion in 2020. This situation exposed the weakness of Petronas' traditional manual-heavy cost structure. Previously, the company relied on high production volume to remain profitable. However, when price collapsed, this model became unsustainable. According to TM1 report, the low oil price environment forced the entire industry to rethink how it operates. For Petronas, this means shifting away from slow, rigid system towards digital solutions that could improve efficiency, reduce costs, and allow faster decision making. In this context, digital transformation became a survival strategy, enabling Petronas to become more resilient in an unpredictable market rather than reacting too late to economic shock. The second key factor is decarbonization and the net zero carbon emission 2050 pathway. Globally, energy companies are facing increasing demand from government, investors, and society to reduce carbon emission and operate more responsibly. Petronas formalized this pressure through its commitment to the net zero carbon emission 2050. According to Petronas Integrated Report 2024, achieving this goal requires accurate, transparent, and real-time emission data, something that traditional manual systems could not provide. Traditional engineering models were mainly designed to maximize production volume, not to monitor or reduce carbon intensity. This created a clear mismatch between Petronas' sustainability goals and its existing operating system. As highlighted by TM1 report, digital tools such as data analytics, automated monitoring, and digital platform were identified as the only practical way to track emission accurately and manage environmental performance across complex operations. Therefore, decarbonization did not simply act as a regulatory requirement. Instead, it became a powerful driver of digital cultural change, pushing Petronas to transform how it operates, measure performance, and make decisions. The third factor is operational complexity and asset integrity, which represent an internal trigger for change. Petronas manages a vast network of physical assets, including offshore platforms and wells, many of which are classified as late life or aging assets. According to TM1 report, this aging facility increased technical risk and could no longer be effectively managed using traditional manual inspection method. Legacy system led to fragmented workflow, higher maintenance costs, and hidden operational risk. In addition, the growing volume and complexity of subsurface and operational data made it increasingly difficult for human-based monitoring to keep up. According to Zone, Petronas recognized that time-based maintenance schedules were no longer sufficient to prevent failure or unplanned downtime. As a result, the company shifted towards predictive maintenance and data-driven asset management, supported by advanced analytics and digital platforms. This transition allowed Petronas to move away from reactive inspection and toward a predictive and automated approach, ensuring safer operation and long-term asset integrity across its global portfolio. To conclude, Petronas' digital transformation was not driven by a single factor. Instead, it was triggered by a combination of economic instability, environmental responsibility, and operational complexity. Together, this force made it clear that maintaining traditional focused operation was no longer viable. Digital transformation, therefore, became a strategic necessity enabling Petronas to remain resilient, sustainable, and competitive in the evolving global energy landscape. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is ESWALIZA. This slide highlights 5 key issues and challenges affecting Petronas Transformation. Beyond technology, these challenges involve people, skill, data, system integration, and change fatigue. Understanding these issues helps explain why managing change effectively is just as important as adopting new digital tools. Let's briefly walk through each of these challenges. One major challenge Petronas is resistance to change, especially among engineers and operation staff. In safety-critical environment, proven work practices are trusted, so digital tools can sometimes feel destructive or lack added monitoring rather than real support. Resistance increases when changes threaten professionally autonomy and long-held assumptions. That is why effective change and management means positioning digital tools as safety enablers and actively involving engineers in the design process. Another key challenge in Petronas is the skills gap in areas like data literacy, analytics, and cloud technologies. Even with training and partnerships such as Microsoft, technology often moves faster than workforce readiness. Many employees find it difficult to turn data insights into everyday operational decisions. Training alone is not enough. People also need to understand why these skills matter to their roles. Without supportive job design and leadership reinforcement, digital capabilities may remain underused. Another challenge for Petronas is data governance. Issues like inconsistent data definitions, fragmented systems, and unclear data ownership make it difficult to create a reliable single source of truth. While governance initiatives are in place, some business units resist centralizations due to concerns about control and speed. Ultimately, data governance is not just a technical issue. It is a leadership and cultural challenge. Without clear accountability, progress often remains partial. Another major challenge at Petronas is integrating IT systems with operational technology, or OT. While this integration supports real-time monitoring and predictive maintenance, it also raises serious cybersecurity and safety concerns. OT systems are safety critical and difficult to update, so increased connectivity can feel risky. Unless employees trust that digital integration strengthens rather than threatens operational safety, risk-adverse behavior is likely to slow adoption. The last challenge for Petronas comes from working with multiple global technology partners. While these partnerships speed up innovation, they can also create coordination issues such as system incompatibility, vendor dependency, and complex governance. Poor coordination may lead to fragmented system or pilot fatigue. At the same time, when employees don't see quick, tangible benefits, change fatigue can set in, causing digital transformation to feel like just another top-down initiative.
Assalamualaikum, my name is FATIHAH. I will continue the presentation about the positive and negative impacts of digital transformation at Petronas. This transformation is not only technical but also a substantial change in management practices. Managing this shift brings both opportunities and challenges, and Petronas' journey illustrates how organizations navigate such developments. One of the most significant positive impacts is it has been increased operational efficiency. By adopting cloud platforms, AI, and data analytics, Petronas has modernized its exploration and production data. Cloud migration has reduced dependence on costly hardware upgrades and conventional on-site data centers. Even before completing the migration, Petronas has already achieved commercial value, with early findings showing a 10 to 15% cost reduction, largely from eliminating unnecessary hardware purchases. Another positive impact is investor attractiveness. Through collaborations with industry leaders such as Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, and Accenture, Petronas is modernizing upstream operations to become smarter and more efficient. These partnerships have enhanced data transparency, developed high-performance analytic tools, and built digital platforms that simplify exploration and production choices. A third positive impact lies in workforce development. Petronas recognizes that its employees are essential to sustaining transformation. To support this, the company established a digital academy that promotes digital literacy, creativity, and equips personnel for new digital roles. This initiative prepares employees for future jobs while fostering continuous professional development. However, digital transformation also brings challenges. One concern is job displacement. Automated technologies such as a directional drilling system demonstrate higher precision with fewer human interventions. While this improves efficiency, it risks making engineer and technician obsolete. Retraining programs exist, but they require significant time and investment, and not all employees are willing to adapt. This creates a skill gap between digital-savvy workers and those rooted in conventional practices. Another negative impact is cybersecurity risk. As Petronas expands its digital footprint, it becomes more vulnerable to cyber attacks. Threats such as identity theft, unauthorized access, and data breaches jeopardize confidential information and system integrity. These risks not only challenge competitiveness but also threaten the company's reputation. Finally, cultural resistance poses a serious challenge. Digital transformation is not just about technology, it requires adaptability. Employees may resist new procedures, perceiving them as unnecessary interruptions. Ongoing changes can lead to change weariness, characterized by fatigue, disengagement, and reduced morale. This lowers productivity and overall organizational performance. Leadership communication, employee engagements, and supportive learning environments are therefore critical to overcome resistance.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am FAIZ Roslan. For this part of the presentation, I will explain our recommendation on how Petronas can improve its digital transformation as part of organizational change. The main idea is that digital transformation at Petronas should be treated as a long-term organizational change, not just a short-term technology upgrade. First, digital transformation at Petronas should be treated as a long-term organizational change rather than a short-term technological upgrade. Although Petronas has introduced many digital and sustainability initiatives, research in the oil and gas industry shows that transformation often faces problems when employees and work practices do not change at the same speed as technology. This means that simply introducing new system or software is not enough. Employees must understand how this system fit into their daily work, and managers must adjust how decisions are made. When digital initiatives are properly integrated into daily operations and management practices, employees are more likely to accept change and use their systems effectively. The second recommendation is to strengthen internal communication. Petronas has communicated its strategic direction through reports and official statements, but these messages may not always be easy to understand for engineers and operational staff. Employees are more willing to support change when they can clearly see how digital systems help them work more safely, reduce equipment downtime, and make better decisions. Therefore, management should explain digital initiatives using real examples from daily operations, such as maintenance planning or safety monitoring, instead of relying only on high-level strategic language. Clear and practical communication can reduce confusion and help employees feel more confident about the change. The third recommendation focuses on workforce readiness. In the oil and gas industry, many employees face skills gaps and lack confidence when using digital tools, especially in asset-based organizations like Petronas. Training programs are important, but they work better when they are designed based on specific job roles. For example, engineers, technicians, and managers may require different types of training. Employees should also be given opportunities to practice new digital skills during their daily work. When employees can see the benefit of these tools themselves, resistance to change can be reduced and confidence can slowly be built. The fourth recommendation is to strengthen data governance. Data governance should not be treated as only a technical issue, but as part of organizational change. Digital transformation depends on accurate, reliable, and trusted data to support operational and strategic decisions. When data ownership and responsibilities are unclear, employees may not trust digital information and may return to manual work methods that they are more comfortable with. By clearly defining who is responsible for data and by standardizing data practices across departments, Petronas can improve trust in digital systems and support better decision making. The final recommendation is to manage the pace of organization change carefully. Large organizations like Petronas often introduce many transformation initiatives at the same time. This can overwhelm employees and reduce their motivation to support change. Petronas should focus on fewer high-impact initiatives first and make sure these initiatives show clear and visible improvement. Once employees see positive results, the initiative can then be expanded across the organization. This gradual approach allows employees to adapt more comfortably and helps maintain momentum during the transformation process.
Thank you, FAIZ. Now let's move to conclusion. Petronas' shift from drilling to data center represent a major organizational transformation driven by economic volatility, sustainability pressure, and increasing operational complexity. Through digitalization, cultural strengthening, and sustainability commitments such as net zero carbon emission 2050, Petronas is repositioning itself as a progressive and resilient energy solution partner. While this transformation brings clear benefits like improved efficiency, safer operation, and better decision making, it also creates challenges such as workforce resistance, skill gap, and cybersecurity risks that require strong leadership and continuous improvement. Overall, Petronas' success will depend on how well it balances technological innovation with people-focused change and ensure long-term sustainability and competitiveness in the global energy industry. That's all. Thank you.